going to be my last video for a while because I am going on holiday. And haven't been on proper holiday for a really long time because A, COVID, and B, I have a farm full of horses. But it's all going to be fine. Farm is fully staffed and COVID's not a thing anymore. We don't have to worry about that. Well, at least the airlines aren't, which makes me happy. So, all I want to say today is whenever I do something like go on holiday or, that's just out of the daily routine, and it's been a good long while now that I've been able to do these things like a normal person, but I still don't take it for granted. I remember once when I had an eating disorder, I did get on a plane. I'm not even going to talk about where I was going because it was a very disordered reason for getting on a plane. Or I will talk about it. I went to New York to run the New York fucking marathon. And I was as sick can be. And so that was the only thing that motivated me to get on a plane, because I wouldn't have got on a plane otherwise, because getting on a plane requires sitting down. And those of you who know about my movement compulsion know that I couldn't really do that. And so the only thing that could motivate me to get on a plane was the thought of running a marathon at the other side. And so for very unhealthy reasons, I got on a plane, and it was, what is the flight from Heathrow to New York's like 8 hours. And it was torturous, and it wasn't torturous because it was an 8-hour flight, because honestly 8-hour flights are quite light now, because you just sit there and you watch films the whole time and people bring you food, and honestly there's nothing not to like about that. But no, disordered me had to get up every 20 minutes. God, poor fucking person had to sit next to me, to get up every 20 minutes and do laps walking around the plane like some disordered lunatic, which is honestly what I was. And of course I couldn't eat any of the food that they gave me. I was I couldn't take my food. I couldn't take my food on the plane, which means that there wasn't any food that I could eat on the plane, because my food was too weird to get through. So, it was just such an unenjoyable experience from start to finish. And now, even when I get on a plane, I'm like, love it. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to watch whatever they've got on the screen. Don't have to do anything. I can't work because there's no internet, although you can buy internet, but I refuse to because I don't want to work. I just want to watch whatever's on the screen, snooze a little bit, and get woken up by when they bring food round. And honestly, I never have a problem with airport food, but I am actually the least fussy eater that you will ever meet. I will eat absolutely anything. As long as it's mostly edible, I'm happy with it. So I'm not a picky eater, and I don't have a problem with airplane food, quite like it. And any food that somebody just brings me and I don't have to lift a finger, I'm always thrilled to eat. And so for me, full recovery is about things like that. Those are the changes that just bring me so much joy. Because when I had an eating disorder, every experience was shit. I could make any activity or thing that you have to do. I could make anything shit because, I either had to stand through it, or I had to fidget through it, or I had to get up and down through it, or I had to make myself jump through a mazillion more compulsive movement hoops before allowing myself to do it, just because it was a change in my schedule. My brain couldn't cope with a change in my schedule. Like all of those things that I used to make myself do and put myself through. And that whole time that I was pacing around that plane, I wanted nothing else but to just sit the fuck down and relax. But I couldn't. I chose not to. Every time I chose not to. Until the day when I chose to actually recover. And when I chose to recover, I wasn't thinking about stuff like, next time I get on a plane, it'll be much better. All of that has just been like this wonderful bonus that keeps on happening. Because most people who've never had an eating disorder, well, just get on a plane. They're like, I'm just getting on a plane. Whereas I'm like, I'm getting on a plane, but I'm super enjoying it even more because I can get on a plane and be a normal person. And so I actually find that as shit as having an eating disorder is, recovering from an eating disorder has brought me so much joy in just doing normal person shit and not being the weirdo. That's all I have to say about that. All right, bye.